So it seems like the potential to create a LeBron James type of build that could do damn near everything, it looks like you guys might be able to do that in 2K25. Let's get into the details. Y'all be sure to drop a like and drop a sub if you can.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. Appreciate you guys tuning in. There's been a ton of speculation circulating online about the 2K25 player builder. One thing I could say for certain about 2K is that they always revisit some older mechanics that they once had in previous versions of 2K. Folks very closely tied to 2K and the development team are speculating that 2K25 might be the year that you guys will actually be able to create the closest thing to a LeBron James build, a build that could do damn near everything on the court. The only catch is it seems like you guys will have to really grind to make that happen. The concept idea is basically you create your build. Let's say if we're thinking about pie charts, you create something like a finishing and playmaking build. But if you want to increase your shooting attributes or your defensive attributes, you would have to complete goals and assignments to increase those attributes. A system that's very similar to what we had in 2K24 in regards to the badge grind and how badges increase or decrease based on your playstyle and how many times you activate these badges. The concept theory here is you get out on the court, and if you want to increase your dribbling, you'd have to perform a ton of dribble moves or complete certain goals or assignments. The same goes for shooting. You're gonna have to knock down a bunch of shots, and it might prove to be difficult if you start your build with super low shooting attributes. But for the players that are truly committed to 2K25, you might become the one of few or the one of many demigods out there. I'm guessing this is all going to be determined by the investment that each individual one of you players out there are willing to grind and achieve that demigod type of status. Now, this sounds good in theory, but throughout the years, there's been plenty of 2Ks where we had demigods. But the main problem is that it was always way too easy to create a demigod type of build. What folks are proposing now is that grind to get to that level and that status of demigod. In my opinion, in order for it to be successful, it'll have to be a serious grind. Something similar to like a legend type of grind. The last thing we want is everyone on the court being the 6'8 demigod builds in 2K21. That build was yamming, that build was shooting, dribbling, played interior defense and perimeter defense. I think it'd be fun for us to get to that point, but that grind would have to be so serious that you're separated from the bunch. So when you see, let's say like a LeBron sized type of player performing moves that only a small guard type of player would normally be able to do, we should know that that man really put in the work to get to that point. Now, I personally have mixed feelings about this whole concept, solely because I don't believe 2K will get it right. In theory, initially, some animations might be locked for your player, but you have the opportunity to grind to get the animations you want. But if 2K fails to deliver, we're gonna see a bunch of players glitching the animations onto their build way earlier than they should have been able to get them. This could prove to be fun for a lot of players who really want to get out there and do everything off rip, or it could prove to be detrimental to those players who really want to have more of a simulated experience. Now, personally, I really like the 2K24 builder. But this whole concept theory that I explained to you guys, is this something you want to see in 2K25? Share your thoughts in the comments section. The main issue I see about this concept idea for the player builder is that it has a lot of pitfalls. Knowing 2K, we probably have to wait a few years before they flush them out. And then us players end up in a constant cycle when that whole system of flushing out all the flaws collapses and they end up trying something new. Or 2K bringing back one of their old mechanics and present them to you guys as something new. This whole idea about a new player builder and a new way to grind toward like a demigod status, that was presented by Uncle Demi. And a lot of you guys know that Uncle Demi is closely tied to the 2K devs. From what I understand, he's the leader of the Next Makers. Uncle Demi, he shares some details about this concept idea. I'll have the link to the full video in the description below. But for now, let's load up that clip.
What I always felt that could have been built off of the 2021 pie charts was the ability to allow your player to continue to get better. Continue to get better in the aspect of whatever you want to surpass as far as attributes you can do. And I'm not trying to be too confusing. What I'm saying is that, let's say for instance, you had like the red yellow pie chart, and we all knew the red yellow pie chart, you're limited in finishing and you're limited in shooting, okay? But if you, the way I'm thinking it should be with the templates that I was talking about, is that you could grind to be able to get their finishing, you could grind to be able to get your shooting, and you can still grind to be able to get your playmaking and your defense to whatever levels you want it to be as far as capping out. If it was like 99 was the highest you could go, okay? So even though you had a template build, you could continue to grind by doing certain type of achievements or your certain types of play style, which 2K24 kind of flirted with that by your badges. Based upon your play style, your badges would be able to get up to Hall of Fame. If you wasn't utilizing a certain badge, it could drop down to bronze. And of course, they had all these other type of achievements and things you could do. I thought that was a good idea, but you could really build on it more by having the ultimate goal of your player being able to be, for once, in the park like a full-fledged LeBron James.
Allowing all players to get better, I think that's a great idea. What's entailed in getting better, I think that's where we hit a roadblock. I'm definitely curious as to what you guys think. What should that entail? What do you think a player has to do to get better and get to those animations that they want, get to those particular shooting attributes they may want on a finishing build? I'm telling y'all, it has to be a tough grind. Otherwise, 2K25 just finna be the wild, wild west. Now, 2K, they pour a ton of money into marketing. In fact, it's their #1 line item expense. Marketing is the thing that 2K spends the most money on. But 2K, they don't just want to sell you the game. They make the game free at Christmas. And with each passing year, it stays free for a lot longer time. So I don't believe 2K's priority focus is based in selling you guys the base unit, but more so, they seem focused on getting you guys on the game, staying on the game, and getting you locked into those in-game transactions. It's what the whole system is about. There's a reason why you're always at a loss going into any game mode. The house always wins. You guys will always be at a VC deficit, considering you guys want to play at a decent and competitive level. There's plenty of players out there who go no money spent, don't even consider the idea of buying a VC pack. But keeping 2K players on the game for the entirety of the annual cycle is where 2K has been struggling. Making the game free keeps the player base high because it's like a revolving door of new players coming in and out. And I'm almost certain that 2K wants to bring it back to what it once was, where players stood on the entire year. A grind like Uncle Demi proposed is something that'll definitely keep players on the game, knowing they have the opportunity and can eventually reach Demigod status with this one particular build that they've been grinding all year. As long as the incentive for that grind matches through gameplay, like when you get on the game, you're noticeably different than everybody else. If it's 2K's goal to keep players on the game, that'll be a W for them, and it'll probably prove to be a W for us. And I know a lot of you guys don't even like 2K even considering the idea of allowing Demigod builds into the game. But I could tell you from my experience so far, all these years playing since the very first 2K released on Dreamcast, it seems like 2K is most popular and most fun when they lean more towards the arcade type of playstyle where things aren't so realistic. Demigods, they're far from realistic. I'm always curious to hear your thoughts about all of this. Sound off in the comment section below. Drop a like, drop a sub. On your way out, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.